So something interesting happened last night. For the first time in about 2 months, I had a scratching fit. Now, I haven't had a flare up in approximately 2 months or so. Like, I have little itchiness behind my knees, a little bit of itchiness on my kneecaps, but in general, I feel like I don't have eczema right now. It's just skin that's healing from previous eczema, if that makes sense. But last night, my hands were itchy like crazy. And I don't know if you guys can see it right now, but I basically scratched up a storm and I got some parts and I knocked off some skin and it felt terrible. And my skin doesn't look as good as it usually does. And the reason that is because about maybe 5-6 days ago, I made a batch of compliant cupcakes. They were totally healthy. They only had like bananas, whole wheat flour, and some maple syrup and some other baking ingredients that are totally low fat and vegan. But I saw a can of coconut milk in my fridge. So I pulled it out. I took off the top part, which is basically just solid coconut fat. I read the can. It said really high in fat. So I was like, I won't eat a lot of it. I'm just going to put a little on the cupcakes and it'll be fine. So I combined some maple syrup, some cocoa powder, and this coconut fat, made a frosting, frosted these cupcakes, and it was like a healthy vegan cupcake that is totally like whole foods, whatever, a little bit high in fat, but I was like, it'll be fine. So I had a few each day, like maybe no more than 2, and then one day I had 4, and then another day I only had 1, until I finished them yesterday. And so last night was the first time that, like, after 4 days of eating this way, like having a cupcake or 2 a day and a few more days, it caught up with me, and it was just way too high fat. It was something like over 20% of my daily calories were coming from fat, which is no good. Like, number one, it's not health promoting because the fat you eat is the fat you wear, but also it was just way too much, I think, for my skin to deal with. And it just reinforces in my mind that, yeah, it's not just important that you eat a whole foods plant-based diet, but that it be low in fat. And so this high-fat food just basically disrupts that process of cleansing and rejuvenating the skin, and it causes inflammation, it causes a breakout, it causes a flare-up. And I just figured that I've had such great success with eating products like healthy fats from nuts, seeds, avocados, and tofu in modest quantities, that this was just way too much. So it's a lot safer, I think, to just rely on those other foods for healthy fat sources, because the coconut cream was just way too much. And I beat myself up about it, but in all honesty, as much as I tried to be very perfect with my diet, I'm not perfect. Every so often I'll have like things like cereal, I'll have this healthy baked good, healthy. I'll have maybe 1 too many nuts, or I'll like pig out and just eat way too much food. So I have my own things to work on with my relationship with food. But 99% of the time I'm trying to eat a whole foods plant-based diet, low in fat. I don't consume oil. I don't eat fried foods anymore. I don't eat ice creams anymore, cakes. I don't eat anything with like dairy or animal products or anything like that. So it took a long time to get here. It took almost 2 years altogether. So it was a process. I think for the best health for your eczema, the best option to reverse it and to heal it permanently is to eat a whole foods plant-based diet, low in fat, for the rest of your life, and to never slip up. That's the only way that you'll never have eczema again. Realistically, you might slip up, and realistically, you might have things that are not perfect for your skin. But it's important to not obsess over that, and to just move on and try your best the next time, because this is the rest of your life. You can't go back and fix things. All you can do is prevent those mistakes from happening again. But the best advice that I can give you guys for success on this diet to cure your eczema, to heal your eczema, is that when you find more importance in healing your skin and recovering your skin health than you find in enjoying and indulging in good food, that's when you'll find success. When you're ready to give up the foods that don't love you back and to accept the foods that will love your skin and will promote healthy skin, that's when you're going to find success with healing your skin.